Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's been an illuminating conversation. We're talking about something that the gentleman from Center quite correctly assessed. PennDOT already subcontracts out most of its construction. In a way, we are 3P to a lesser extent. If you look at DEP, they're doing it as well. They're bringing people in to review permits and whatnot from outside the government, a private entity. Now, what's in it for me? Mr. Speaker, a quick story. I drove out Sunday night, same as I always do, 208.4 miles. And at not a single tenth of any of those miles did anybody really ask if I was Republican or Democrat. I was just another guy on the road. Similarly, I've seen many of my colleagues here in my part of the woods out in the west, and they've seen me in their part of the woods out in the east. The roads are a common denominator, Speaker. Now, we've heard say that we need a bigger solution, and I agree with that. We do. But this is part of the solution. It is a tool in the toolbox. It is not the whole puzzle, Mr. Speaker. It's maybe just a corner of it. But nonetheless, if we're going to get that puzzle done, we have to have that corner done. This is a tool, Mr. Speaker, that has been used very successfully in the Commonwealth of Virginia, on I-95 south of Roanoke, the Pocahontas Expressway. It's been used successfully in San Diego, California, cutting 4 hours drive time around the bay by a private company building a tunnel under the bay. It's been used successfully in Tampa, Florida, and many, many other places throughout the states. Mr. Speaker, as my good friend from Delaware County alluded to earlier, who are these private entities that are looking to come here and do these projects? Oftentimes they are pension funds, flush with cash of our retirees that are looking for stable investments that will return on their outlay of money. Mr. Speaker, this model has been deployed successfully in 38 states. We would be number 39. Mr. Speaker, as much as I appreciate the calls for bipartisanship and the accolades for Chairman Geist, who deserve every one of them, in the parlance, he's done the legwork, he has walked the mile and spoken to every possible factor involved in a 3P structure. Mr. Speaker, I appreciate that gentility coming back on a Wednesday when we get to go home for a couple of weeks. Kind of put your mind in the right place. But Mr. Speaker, another part of putting us in the right place is having bridges that aren't falling down, having roads that have enough capacity to handle the flow of traffic in and out of the city of the first class, even down to the smallest. And yes, Mr. Speaker, I still do have hamlets in Armstrong County up on the road signs. This covers all of them. Now, does Armstrong County have a place that's probably going to be eligible for a 3P? No, we're not big enough. We don't have that kind of vehicle traffic. But what we do have, Mr. Speaker, is the Allegheny River. With a lock and dam system, the Army Corps can no longer fund to keep open. Why am I going to be supporting 3P? I believe I need to get that river back open 100 miles from the border of Armstrong and Allegheny County, the whole way to New York. It's a dead river. You can't move on it. Mr. Speaker, 3P, again, is just a portion of what we need to do to get out of this pickle. It is not a cure-all. It is not an end-all, be-all, but it is most certainly a vital tool in the toolbox we need. I would urge a vote on House Bill 3 positively. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.